Hey everybody, it's Lawrence Sam here, your chiro coach, and today we got a special episode for you. Yes, we got a special guest. His name is Jeff Spencer, and you do not want to miss him. He is my coach, and he is Coach Tiger Woods, Bono. He's taught 40 plus Olympic athletes and top performers. You definitely want to check him out because he's coming to join us at the Practice Bootcamp. So check this out. This episode is brought to you by the Practice Bootcamp. Go to lawrencetam.com/bootcamp to register because we're going to help you transition your practice in towards a business. So let's just get right into it after this intro. All right, guys, so welcome everybody. My name is Lawrence Tam, your chiro coach. Now, today we have a very, very special guest. This gentleman has been my coach, right? My coach for many, many years now. He's been helping me top of my potential to the best of my abilities, and it's been an awesome journey so far. And one of the things that I know about this gentleman that I'm just about to bring on is that he is one of the best of the best. He's been doing this for, I think, 5 years now. He's been an Olympian to, helping massive people achieving massive success in life. We all from like Tiger Woods to people in Nike to over 40 Olympian world champions in sports, entertainment, and entrepreneurship. So I'm going to bring on my special guest here with Dr. Jeff Spencer, who's also a chiropractor, and his journey through his life. Jeff, thank you so much for agreeing to do this. Now, Jeff is because he is about to join us. Practice Bootcamp. I somehow wrangled him in there. He's going to be able to kind of join us at one of our special. So if you want to go to Practice Bootcamp, go here, lawrencetam.com/bootcamp. Basically what we'll be doing over 2 days is helping you transform your practice into a business. Because, like I said, if without a business, you can't. If you don't earn a profit, you have no serve your clients, is what we ultimately want to do. So, Jeff is one of the best mindset coach in the world, and has helped so many, like I mentioned, from Tiger Woods to Bono, and as you too. He's worked with so many different athletes, and he has worked with the best of the best. And so he knows what it takes to help you get the best out of you so you can actually help and serve your. Welcome to your chiro coach show, Jeff Spencer. Thank you again for doing this. So Jeff, tell me a little bit. I would love for you to talk to people about. There's a couple of things I want to answer you because, and I know your time is precious here. There's two things I want to ask. One is, you talk a lot about the champion's mindset and the human mindset. Could you explain people this concept? Because I think that was the first exposure that when we used to run our podcast called Inside the Champion's Mind. This is going back like 7-8 years ago. This is going back to the history books. But we talked about. So could you explain to you what that means to you and how do we fall into that?
Well, thank you, Lawrence. Yes. First off, myself, is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So first off, when we look at our human nature made up of two different mentalities. And that is, mentality one is what I call the human mindset. It's a mindset because it's fixed. It's not modified. It's always there. It's on 24 hours a day. It's part of our biology. And that human mindset is really our default beliefs, those things that we believe to be true because we're human. We call that human nature. Essentially, everybody thinks the same about everything. The challenge with that is that those default beliefs are really only survival. And because they're about survival, it's a high-speed biology that happens faster than we can think. So are there some examples? Yes. So let's say in the physical world, have you ever been in an intersection where a car runs a red light and you know how to turn away from the car to not have a head-on collision, and you're so purposeful, but it happened faster than you could think, but it was so deliberate that it saved your life? Or you've slipped on ice and your hand knew where to put itself to break. Well, again, that was intentional. That was a perfect response, faster than you could think. And that's part of a physical example of our high survival instincts. Now, what about how we respond to life? Well, just on the rare likelihood, have you ever had the experience where you were going to say something to somebody and you had it all planned out and it sounded so good when you thought about it, and then when you said it, it went so incredibly wrong, you wish you could have taken back what you said? but you said it faster than you can think. Well, that's a perfect example of the human mindset, our survival impulses saying something faster than we could think that was good for survival, but it certainly didn't help the relationship. That's no way to live a life. And we're told to always follow our first impression. Well, impressions are generally survival based. They don't serve us well because they're about survival, not about creating excellence. But the good news is that the second mentality that we have is what I call the champion's mind. It's not fixed, it's pliable. In the champion's mind, it can think, it can listen, it can collate, it can edit, it can delete, and consciously respond to certain things. And that side of us is really applied wisdom, where we take the wisdom that history has shown through. If I do this, then this is what's going to happen. And we live through that, then it's geared towards creating a life of excellence. Since it's not about survival, that's not our first reaction, but it can override our human mindset that makes us impossible for us to live the life that we're capable of. So what am I saying here? Just always be mindful that the original impressions and things that we do aren't always right. And we should not mistake that as being us. That's the imposter us. That's the biology that's put in that doesn't serve us well. But when we come from our champion's mind, we apply that wisdom. It's generally where the anticipated responses to what we know history has told us to be true, that's how we create a life of excellence. The way we can create a life of history that honors our talents and shows other people what's possible. So that's it in the short course.
Well, one of the greatest challenge for us as human minds is that human mind is so it's there all constantly and overrides us. And it in order for us to kind of be the best potential we can, we have to be consciously choosing our champion mind over our human mind. Before I let you go here, and what is the one thing that you think chiropractors missed out on? You being a chiropractor yourself, and you obviously coached me for a long period of time. What do you think right now is that's missing, in terms of where we are in society right now in 2020? What is the biggest obstacles that we have to overcome to prepare ourselves for the next decade?
Well, I think first, there's a couple things here. Is that, number one, don't try to make up for lost ground. It's important to just look at the real context of where we are, like right now, and make decisions based upon what we see as possible moving forward without taking any unnecessary risks that we're not completely sure about. So it's always better to take smaller steps than try to make massive steps and try to catch up. That would be, for sure, like number one. The second, I would belong to a peer group that we can connect with on a regular basis, and preferably also have a coach that we can discuss our concerns about, to make sure that our concerns are justifiable, and also to make sure that whatever it is that we're thinking is really what it is. If it's not, and we take action on what it's not, then it's not going to get us to where we want to go. So we need just an incredible amount of accuracy and clarity in terms of making the right choices based upon the right context. The last thing that I would say here is to remember that there's always a best action to take at any moment in time. There's never 3 or 4 things that you can do. And always take that opportunity that that can take you at least a positive step forwards. And don't try to go for too much too fast. It's better to be confident in your pacing than it is to try to go too fast and find yourself down a cul-de-sac that you have to back up out of. And then you lose a lot of time and a lot of resources and a lot of credibility in the process. Those are the 3 things that I think, like right now, are really essential as we move through this challenging period in human history, dealing with the COVID virus and from the restrictions, the quarantines, and the lockdowns, et cetera.
Well, those are some great advice, and I'm looking forward for you sharing with my group on the Practice Bootcamp on some of these essentials. And we're going to spend 60 minutes with you and dive into it. I know without for a fact that I would not be here in my life without you, Jeff. And you've always been the true mentor and the guidance, to my corner man, to help me kind of get to some difficult periods when my mind is kind of gone off track. And that's what your role is, to kind of on track. And I think we all need that. We can't do it alone. We got to do it as a team, and this is what it's all about. So I'm lucky to have Jeff to come and speak to you guys at the Practice Bootcamp. So please don't miss out. So go check out lawrencetam.com/bootcamp. If you thought that was powerful, you should see the stuff that he's going to be talking at the Practice Bootcamp on November 21st and 22nd. Jeff, as always, thank you so much. Really appreciate you. And so I'll let you get back to your family. And guys, don't forget, register.
Thanks, team. See you then.